Hello guys, welcome to this course. Actually, this is D365 F&O technical training. So, what is D365 F&O? D365 F&O is finance and operations ERP tool provided by Microsoft. Okay, it's an out-of-the-box solution provided by Microsoft. That means, see, all the basic functionality required by the industry is already being offered in this. Okay, this is about that. So in parallel to this D365 F&O, there are other companies also providing the similar solutions. The other one is SAP and Oracle, to name a few. So we'll be dealing with only technical training here. Okay, before explaining in more details about this, let me explain about myself. I am Vijay. I've been a technical architect and I'm in the industry for the last 14 and a half years. Okay, and I worked in various .NET technologies, including Dynamics 365 for the last few years. Okay, I've been providing solutions recently, and I've been developing the applications, and also providing consulting services for various organizations. So this is about me in a brief. Okay, so so we came up with this course with this following syllabus. Okay, and you might be or might not be knowing about D365 finance and operations. Mostly you'll be knowing about this by others who are already working, or who knows that this has more opportunities in this industry. So you might be knowing in that way. But in reality, that is true. There are a lot of openings and opportunities currently present in this D365 F&O, specifically F&O. So how about other courses, parallel courses? So SAP. Let's talk about SAP and then Oracle. SAP is a industry leader in this. So why do we need to go with the D365 F&O? So SAP is targeted for large enterprises which are very huge in terms of business and revenues. So D365 F&O is targeted for medium to large scale industries where the inbuilt functionality it can be used ready-made, and also the customization is very easy in Dynamics 365. So you just have to tweak the existing functionality most often. Okay, then that will serve the customer purpose. Whereas in SAP and all, though it does have inbuilt functionality like Dynamics 365, it's a little hard to customize the application according to the customer needs. And also the SAP is a matured mature, excuse me, it's a matured product. Okay, so the developer base is already saturated. Okay, and the opportunities when compared to Dynamics 365, it's not that much. It's not that much. Whereas D365 F&O entered a little bit late in the market, but there is a lot of traction going on in this D365 F&O in the recent past. You see the growth in terms of customer usage and new customers using this D365. It's huge when compared to D365, when compared to SAP and Oracle and other ERP solutions. So it's not only that, this is very easy to integrate with Microsoft other technologies. D365 F&O is one particular offering from Dynamics Microsoft, but this can be easily integrated with other Dynamics 365 solutions. Dynamics 365 contains a lot of other modules and targeted for different businesses like CRM and NAV and other things. Okay, and this is 365 F&O is specifically for finance and operations. Okay, that's a brief about it. That's a brief about it. Okay, coming to the opportunities, as I've just explained, there are a lot of opportunities. In fact, the developers are very scarce. It means developers are not readily available, who are trained and skilled developers are not readily available in the industry. So people with a little knowledge is also being considered for the job. That's what you can search the opportunities in Naukri. You will find many openings in across all the organization, all the major organizations, even small organizations also are looking for D365 technical consultants. This is about the opportunities. So, what is what is the role of a technical consultant? So, this course is for technical consultant. So, what is the role of a technical consultant? Let's also discuss about that. So, the role of technical consultant is to get the requirement from functional consultant. Before doing that, let me give a pictorial presentation. One second. So it all starts with the sales team approaching customer, or the customer who is already running their business with existing software wants to upgrade to a ERP. So what initially they do is, so when the sales team approaches the customer, or the customer needs to do this, they call for bidding. Okay, we want so and so solution, not specific to Dynamics 365. They call out for open offers, open tenders. Like, so the SAP guys and Microsoft D365 guys, Oracle guys, all approach to that customer, and then they will be no, they will be presenting their estimates of. They will be analyzing the requirements of the customer, and then come up with a quotation, like, for this and this we are going to charge this and this. That's how the customer selects an ERP. If if the customer chooses to go with Dynamics 365, he will be presenting all the requirements, all the that he is looking for in this Dynamics 365. So then once he finalizes the product, which is D365, he chooses D365. Excuse me. And now the respective companies, what they do is, like software companies, what they do is they will have some functional consultants. The functional consultants will gather all the requirements. The initial stage is D365 365 F&O is finalized. Then the functional consultants will gather all the requirements. Will gather all the requirements and analyze the requirements. Okay, this is the next stage. The D365 F&O is finalized, and then functional consulting will happen. Then once this functional consultant gathers all the requirement, what he does is this comes to technical execution. In between, there are many other things. Like there will be middle there will be some architects who will analyze and then what sort of solution that is being it's suited for the customer requirement. Then they'll come up with that one strategy how to implement that and all. They come up with that, and then it finally comes to the technical consultants. It's like this, an easy way to explain in an easy way. It is like this. Once technical consultant will have all the requirements, then he starts implementing that, and then it goes to review process and everything by the technical architects and the team leads and all. Then he gives it back to functional consultants. The implementation is given back to functional consultants, and then they will verify by user acceptance test and everything. They will verify, and then once everything is good, then it will be deployed to customer. This is simple overview. I was just explaining you the the basic flow, how it goes. I think you got it. So your role is here, technical consulting. So you will get all the requirements for the functional consultant, and then you will be receiving the documents and all for the requirement, and then you will be analyzing that along with your team lead or technical architect or solution architect. You will be discussing, you will be dealing with them, and then you will implement that, and then you will give that back to functional consultants who will verify the functionality, and that will be deployed to the customer premises. This is how the flow is defined. So your role is here. Your role is basically here, only here. So coming to the growth opportunities, what I can say, you start with technical consultant, and then you will move to senior technical consultant, and then from here the splitting of the career may happen. Once you are comfortable if you are comfortable with the technical aspect of this, then you will either be a technical lead or you may go to architect path. You may choose architecture. So initially, for the first 5 to 8 years, you will be working in this. Typically, typically. Okay, so then you move on to either these roles, technical lead or architecture. Here, the path split. Once you become a technical lead, you can become a technical lead. Then you can become a manager, and then here in the architecture you will have various roles here, like technical architect in the first stage, and then solution architect in the second stage, and then enterprise architect. Enterprise architects are very rare, and they it's like that. So this is what your roles are. So you will be working only here. That is it. And for this you need this training, the one which I showed earlier. So let's discuss about the codes and all. And before moving to that, I would like to show you the application as well. This is our application. This is D365. I just logged into this. I have this environment, and this is the home page of our Dynamics 365. Here, this is a web application, and here we have all the modules here. Accounts payable. This is a module. Accounts receivable. This is a module. This is the whole application, the whole ERP. So let's say the sales order. This is one feature, the sales order, where you will see the details of the sales and all, and accounts payable. The accounts payable is something like whatever you need to pay. Accounts receivable is something which you need to receive. And asset leasing, asset management. These are the out of the box features Microsoft has provided. The features I was talking earlier about, the out of the box features provided by Microsoft. So this is an end-to-end solution. And here you can see HR is also there. As this is an ERP, it has to handle each and everything related to finance and operations, including HRM, human resources as well, the project management. These are all various modules. So this is being analyzed this is being presented to the customer, obviously, by the sales guys. So they will verify all the features, and they need some tweaks according to the local demography, be it in India or US or Europe or Australia. Wherever there are, they have to comply with the tax agencies or the government rules, or something specific to their local what authorities. According to that, they have to adhere to that rules and regulations, and they need to follow they need to implement those features here, as well as in addition to that, they also needs to have their own custom flows. That is what the requirements, and those requirements will be given to you, basically. So how do we deal with this? Okay, if such requirement comes, so you need to have this overview, the whole application overview, and how this course is structured according to that. This is programming. Okay. Yeah. So first in this course, first we will be dealing with the D365 environment, like how I've shown the front end application. You need to have the backend development environment, like in Visual Studio. This is the Visual Studio where you will do all the programming. Here you will be creating projects and everything. So we'll be explaining each and everything in that, how you start programming, and the models and packages. So once you start developing it, how you deploy that, how you segregate and deploy that using models and packages. And we'll deal with this to get you familiarized with the environment, and then we slowly move on to the technical content, like the basic entities are tables and the EDTs, extended data types, and all the stuff related to the tables is not a small thing. It might look like a table is a table which holds some data. It's not like that. We'll be dealing with all the inner intricacies of the tables. And then the labels. These labels is something like um, different different countries have their own languages. Even in fact, the countries like India will have more than one languages. So as a developer, we have our own technical names. In addition to that, we will also create resources which are used to convert these labels to their localized language. So we'll deal with that. And the forms and the patterns and controls. This forms is nothing but I have shown earlier in this sales details. Let me open this. All purchase orders. So earlier you have seen all sales orders. Now I'm opening this all purchase orders. Whatever the content you see, that is a form. So form is nothing but which accepts some input. This is a form. See, you can right click here and then see the form name is purchase table. This is a form which its name is purchase table, and it shows all the details related to the purchase orders. Okay, and you see here these are all the menus and all. So this is a form and it contains a specific pattern. Like if I click on this, all the details related to that particular purchase order will be shown here in the lines, and then additional details. Users will come and edit or modify and view the details. So this is a form. Okay, we will see that in our course. So patterns, what are the design patterns that are available, and then what are the controls? Controls are nothing but the buttons and menu items and everything. And that is about forms and these extensions. As I was saying, so Microsoft comes with inbuilt features. So customer needs tweaking of those existing features, built-in features. For that we use extensions. So you can see extensions in each and every part of the component here. In the tables you can see extensions. So we will modify the existing tables. So in the forms we have extensions, and if you see here reports also we have in the reports we have extensions. So I'll be explaining about these going forward. So this is about forms and the menu items. As I was saying, these are all menu items. Okay, you can see here these are all links, kind of links. This opens a form. This is a menu item. Likewise, you see this cleanup and all. This can be menu items. There are various kind of menu items. We will discuss all of them. So for the programming part, we have to learn this X++. We will briefly deal with X++, what is required for this course. And that means this X++ related what methodology the X++ uses for the development. So it basically follows OOPS concepts like C# and Java. We'll deal with all the OOPS concepts because these are necessary for understanding the X++ and also how to write them. These are all the implementation of the X++. These are all programming related concepts. So we'll deal with that in this section. And then you will also be taught the debugging. What are the ways you debug the existing code, or whatever the code you are writing will teach you the debugging and the queries. Queries is nothing but to retrieve the data from the database. Each and every application should have a data storage mechanism. Like so, our D365 have is also having that data storage mechanism, which will be done in SQL Server. So all the data that is being used in D365 will be stored in SQL Server database. So we'll deal with the data retrieving mechanisms using queries and dynamic queries and AOT queries. These are all will be taught here. And the chain of commands. This is a design pattern used in D365 to extend the existing functionality. As I was explaining this extension, using this chain of commands, this helps in extending the existing functionality. And the event handlers. Event handlers is nothing but if some event is happening in the form or something, you can subscribe to that event and then act accordingly. And also we'll deal with this operation framework, which is something a framework designed by Microsoft. This is the underlying code framework for the Dynamics 365. Okay, Dynamics 365 is the latest offering. Earlier we used to have AX 2012. Now we are not talking about it anymore because it is old. That is a desktop based application. Now this is completely web based application. So we won't talk about that here because this is the latest course and this is all web based. Okay, and this course is based on that. So the whole web interface had this overhaul by using this operation framework. and then the reporting. So whatever the forms or data you are seeing, you need to present to the customer in a printable form or kind of PDF or anything which needs a printouts, which can be read by the higher management and all. So for that you need to have a reporting mechanism. So D365 has this SSRS reports. Basically, SSRS report is a separate offering from Microsoft. So D365 will integrate SSRS reports into the its ecosystem. So we'll teach you how to connect that SSRS report from D365. We will implement few reports and then deploy them in the SSRS reports and then trigger them. And data entities, as any other application, this our D365 application needs to communicate to other third-party applications for getting the data and also sending the data, so that the other systems will rely on this data and then do their activities. So for that we have these data entities where we see few things to how to export the data to the third party systems. And the integrations is something related to the data entities, so how we integrate with other systems. And workflows is nothing but so employee hierarchy, you see, right? The below subordinate will have some privileges, and then he initiates a say, selling request or purchasing request, and the manager has to approve. That is, and manager can approve or reject, or he can send it for review or something. That is basically called a workflow. We'll see how basic workflows are defined here, and we'll develop our own workflows. The trace parser will see various events and everything in this trace parser, and the lifecycle services. In the initial session, in the initial this diagram, I was telling how you can deploy this all your changes to the customer, right? All the customer. This will be done by lifecycle services. You will be just given a brief how once you are done with your implementation, how you deploy it to the customer premises or the functional. If the functional consultant are having the QA environment, then we'll deploy that to the QA environment. How we do that and all will be explained in LCS. This is about the brief of the course. So we'll cover all these things, and mostly, and after this, what we'll do is we'll take a simple requirement and which will use all these features, and we'll create a simple project. So we develop our own new things, and also we'll try to modify the existing things, so that you will be equipped with the all the knowledge to to go on directly work on this D365 as a technical consultant. This is about the course. And apart from this, we also have additional course X++ programming. In the basic course, what we do is we basically talk about X++ programming in a brief. So how much we need for this course, that only will be discussed in the earlier course. That is because if we cover everything here, the 40 or 45 days would not be sufficient for the entire things to cover. So what we came up with is few in the earlier batches also few have requested to have a separate X++ programming course. So we came up with this with the new course. This contains in-depth knowledge of programming. This is the course content of that Express Plus programming. So we deal with we start with the data types and the variables, constant debugging and everything. So these are basically the things that are covered in the basic course. But here we we dive deeper. We dive deeper, and this course duration is around only 20 days, not more than that. This is the second course. Okay, the first course, this is the one which you have all enrolled for, and this lasts for 40 to 45 days. That's about it.